ICAO as any machine that can derive support in the atmosphere from the reactions of the air other than the reactions of the air against the Earth's surface. Just like life is divided into plants and animals, aircrafts are divided into groups known as categories. There are two essential categories for you: the airplane and the helicopters. Since aircraft may vary greatly in complexity, each model of aircraft is defined as a type for which the pilots intending to fly them require qualification training. This type of training is called a type rating. The content of the training course for a type rating is defined by the aircraft manufacturer in a document known as Operational Suitability Data, or OSD. The OSD is part of the aircraft design that is approved by the authority prior to production of a model. Flight schools use this document to construct their training programs that usually consists of 16 to 32 hours of flight training followed by a skill test. Certain airplane models share significant design features and are therefore grouped into larger segments called classes. Pilots intending to fly a model within a class is required to have a general training on the class of airplanes and are then allowed to transit from one type within the class to a different type within the class, with less qualification training than required for a type rating. There are only defined class rating for the airplane category. The following classes exists: single-engine piston land, single-engine turbine land, multi-engine piston land, single-engine piston C, and single-engine turbine C. All other aircrafts are types. As you can see, the number of engines, the engine type, and the landing surface defines the classes. These aircrafts are all simple in designs, but they're chosen because to operate them safely, it requires proficiency in a particular flying technique. To obtain a class rating, or to transit from one class to another, the applicant must complete a training program with a duration of 5 to 15 hours of flight time and then pass a skill test. To transit from one model to another model within the same class, applicants must complete a training session of around 1 hour called difference training. Specifically within the single-engine piston land class, an additional subdivision is introduced known as type variants. The following type variants exists within the single-engine piston land class: electronic flight information system, sometimes called glass cockpit; single-lever power control, also refers to as FADEC; variable pitch propeller; retractable undercarriage; turbocharged engine; pressurized cabin; and tail wheel. You'll be issued the type variant and class rating included in your PPL training program. If you wish to fly a single-engine piston land model that have a type variant property that you're not qualified on, you're required to complete difference training before acting as a crew member. The reason is similar to that of class divisions, that the model of airplane in the type variant division have specific flight characteristics that is not safe to train without qualified assistance from a flight instructor that hold the privilege to that particular aircraft. If you wish to transit to a model within the class for which you have a type variant qualification, you must complete a self-study regarding the variations of systems and airplane performance that the new model has. This is known as familiarization training and will require only ground training. So you see that the grouping into classes has the advantage that you have a degree of freedom to move around within several models with relatively little effort. Inside the airplane category, airplanes are divided further into the following, each requiring additional training. Single-pilot airplanes, where only one pilot is required to operate the airplane. They are designed by the CS23 standard and may carry up to 19 passengers, weighing up to a maximum of 19,000 pounds, equaling an aircraft total takeoff mass of 8,626 kilos. Multi-pilot airplanes, where a system have a complexity requiring 2 pilots to operate the airplane. High-performance airplanes are airplanes that may be flown by a single pilot but are similar in performance or system design to those airplanes categorized as a multi-pilot aircraft. Complex airplanes are airplanes with a maximum takeoff mass above 5,700 kilos or that carries more than 19 passengers, or is categorized as a multi-pilot airplane, or that is powered by a turbojet engine or more than one turboprop engine. You'll graduate from your PPL course